Today I'm going to show you how to replace the front brake pads on this 2016 Mazda 6. Let's get to it. For this job you're going to need a floor jack and a jack stand, a flathead screwdriver, a C-clamp, a brush, optimally a wire one, anti-seize lubricant, and a wrench with a 14mm socket. Okay, step one is going to be to jack the car up. I'm going to be doing the passenger side here. If you don't have a torque wrench, a good tip is to loosen your lug nuts before you get the car up in the air. That way you're not fighting gravity. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen mine with the tire iron. Also, your vehicle may have a tire lock. Make sure you've located that before you start. If you're having trouble loosening the lug nut, you may be able to take the handle off of your floor jack, slide that over your wrench, and now you've got more torque. It'll loosen right up. Now that I've got the tire removed, the first thing I'm going to do is locate the 14mm bolt on the bottom of the caliper. I'm going to remove that. Once we do, we'll be able to lift this whole caliper up. Now that we've got the caliper up, we can actually take something like this tire iron, kind of wedge it in here. It actually does a decent job of keeping this caliper from falling down. Okay, so next we remove brake shoes. Like so. Try not to drop it. Okay, and then use that flathead to remove these clips. If you break them in the process, that's okay. These are going straight in the trash. But you do want to remember which way they were so that when you put the new ones in, they match. Okay. All right, that's the front, and then you got the same thing back here. It is a little bit trickier just because you can't see quite as well. Oh. So there we go. Okay. And this. Okay, got that one. And there we go. Where's the other one? Okay. So those are out of the way. We're gonna get the new brake shoes, as well as the new clips. I'm going to start with putting the clips in first. Now these do have a left and right. Oops. See, so you want to find a match. Okay, there's a pair right there. Alright. Start on the front. Okay. Do the same on the back. That's a top one actually. Yep. got the clips in. So we're gonna add the first shoe. This one will go on the front. We'll put the indicator here on top. You can check your old brake. Make sure you have the orientation right, like so. Okay. A lot of little NECs to the ears. Okay. And then we're just going to slide that into place. You may have to push on these tabs to get it to seat. Sometimes it helps to go in at an angle. There you go. Alright, so that's locked in good. We're going to do the same thing on. We'll slide the one in the back on. Okay, those are in there good. Alright. Next, give this a brush. And we're going to need to collapse the piston so that the caliper will go back on. Now that the brake shoes are wider here, this caliper is not going to seat properly unless we collapse it. So a trick with that is to take the old shoe, remove my tire iron now, place that against the piston, get a C-clamp, and you're going to want to put it on the back here. Alright, and now as I tighten that, you can see the piston is collapsing. That should give us the room we need to put the caliper back in. Okay, I usually try to get it flush. Okay, slide this out of the way. Alright. You want to make sure the rubber doesn't get caught up as you slide this down. Pushed in. Make sure rubber's not getting folded. Okay. Now at the bottom here, push in. Don't pinch yourself like I just did. Alright. Lastly, we're going to add back in that bolt, the 14mm here. And tighten that up. Alright. Now we have the wheel back on. Now the last step is just pump your brake pedal until you feel the resistance. And now those pistons are in place and you just saved yourself a ton of money.
Yay! I did it.